to be here. Thank you very much. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for your hard work. It's great to be back here in South Carolina. Your state has a very special place in my heart. I remember it like it was just yesterday when I had my first trip here. It was about 16 years ago, got off the plane in the middle of a hot summer, had fresh new boots on my feet and a rucksack on my back. I was a newly enlisted private headed to Fort Jackson for my basic combat training. It's my introduction to your kind Southern hospitality. I volunteered to deploy to Iraq just 1 year later, where I experienced firsthand the high human cost of war. And I had the great privilege of serving alongside so many great Americans who sacrificed so much and who truly embody what it means to put service above self. The founders of our nation had a great vision for us, that our government should be of the people, by the people, and for the people. But that's not what we have today. Instead, we have a government that is of, by, and for the rich and powerful. And we, the people, are left behind. You deserve a president that will put your interests ahead of the rich and powerful. And as your president, I will bring this soldier's heart, that spirit of service above self to the White House, putting people ahead of profits, putting your well-being and the interests of the American people above all else. Because it is unacceptable. It is unacceptable that 1 in 10 South Carolinians remain uninsured, that you have longer wait times in emergency rooms and higher rates of diabetes than many other states in this country. As your president, I'll crack down on big pharma and big insurance who extort the sick, putting their profits above the health of our people. Work with you to pass Medicare for all and make sure that every sick American in this country gets the care that they need. Now, my aunt is here today. She's been a public school teacher here in South Carolina for her entire career, almost 40 years. And she's shared with me the challenges that teachers in this state face. That teachers here remain underpaid and overworked. As your president, I'll make education the priority it deserves by investing in our children and listening to our teachers about how we can empower them to do what they do best. As your president, I'll end the failed war on drugs that's ruined so many people's lives, that's overcrowded our prisons and torn families apart. I'll reform our criminal justice system, end the marijuana prohibition, end cash bail, and ban private prisons. I'll crack down on the overreaching intelligence agencies and big tech monopolies who are taking away our civil liberties in the name of national security and corporate greed, and protect our constitutional right to privacy and free speech. And I'll tackle climate change by ushering in a green century, ending taxpayer subsidies to big fossil fuel giants and multinational agribusiness, ban offshore drilling, protect our environment, and harness technology, harness the innovation that we have to create jobs and renewable energy, provide better opportunities for our farmers to make a good living, and make sure every American has clean air to breathe and clean water to drink. But here's the truth. We will not have the resources we need to invest in our people unless we deal with one central issue. That is the cost of war. The most important responsibility that the president has is to serve as commander-in-chief, and I'll be ready to do that job on day one. Having served as a soldier for over 16 years, deployed twice to the Middle East, served in Congress over 6 years on the Homeland Security, Foreign Affairs, and Armed Services committees, I know the importance of our national security. and I know the cost of war. For too long, warmongers from both parties have been dragging us from one regime change war to the next, and this president right now is leading us closer and closer to the brink of a war with Iran. Now, these same warmongers, they're hyping up a new Cold War and nuclear arms race, pushing us closer to the possibility of nuclear war, an unwinnable war that would destroy our country, planet, and future. As your President, Commander-in-Chief, I'll end our long-standing regime change war policy that has taken so many lives, that has cost us trillions of hard-earned taxpayer dollars and have made the American people less safe. I'll work to end this new Cold War, this nuclear arms race, and lead us away from the abyss of nuclear war. And I'll take the trillions of dollars, trillions of your hard-earned taxpayer dollars that have been and will be wasted on these programs, and instead invest them in serving the needs of our people. I'll have the courage to meet with both adversaries and friends in the pursuit of peace and national security, understanding that unless we exercise that courage, the only alternative is war. Finally, I'll bring a soldier's principles of service above self to the White House, restoring the values of integrity and honor and respect to the presidency. Now, there are challenges that we face, there are obstacles that stand in our path, but know this, that when we stand united, inspired by this love and care we have for each other and for our country, there is no challenge that we cannot overcome. So I'm here today asking you to join me. Visit Tulsi2020.com. Stand with me as we join hands to bend the arc of history away from war and towards peace and a bright future with opportunity and justice and equality for every single American. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for having us. Aloha. Nice to see you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you very much. Thank you. Aloha. Thank you.